I used to think the first time I noticed the game was when I opened it. Now, I'm not sure that's true because I can't remember installing it, and that missing step keeps bothering me like something torn out of my memory. That night, I shut everything down like I always do. Computer off, headset unplugged, desk cleared, routine, clean, final. I remember that clearly. At least I think I do. But when I walked back into my room at 2:13 a.m., the monitor was already glowing, already inside a menu, already waiting on continue. The game was called Hollow District, a low-budget psychological horror game about a night security guard in an abandoned city sector that doesn't exist on modern maps. At first, it felt almost boring. Same hallways, same flickering lights, same distant electrical hum behind locked doors. Predictable, familiar, safe in a strange way. The first anomaly was small enough to ignore. A street in the game called Morrow Lane, blocked off by collapsed buildings. Just background detail you could never enter. But the next day, I saw it in real life on my way to work, on a corner I had passed hundreds of times before. A street sign, Morrow Lane. I stopped so suddenly, I nearly dropped my phone, then laughed because my brain refused to take it seriously. Later, I checked maps. It wasn't there. Not on Google Maps, not in archived data, not even in satellite history. It simply didn't exist. I went back the next day, and the sign was gone, replaced by a blank wall, like nothing had ever been there. But that night, when I opened the game again, Morrow Lane was no longer blocked. It was accessible, and inside the game, the street sign was missing from its pole. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. After that, things started shifting in small ways that were easy to doubt. The elevator in my building began stopping on a floor that doesn't exist. No button, no label, just a slow ding and doors opening onto darkness. The hallway outside my apartment started feeling longer, like it was stretching when I wasn't looking. I counted the doors once, 12. The next day, there were 13. My neighbor insisted it had always been 13. Old photos on my phone showed 11, and the game kept changing with it, as if it was reacting in real time. Every place I visited in real life started appearing in Hollow District later, but simplified, flattened, like a memory of reality instead of reality itself. That was when I started realizing something worse. No one else noticed anything at all. I asked my coworker about Morrow Lane, and he looked at me like I was confused before saying I meant the construction site near Ridge Avenue. Wrong name, wrong place, but he said it with complete certainty, like I was the one remembering incorrectly. Later, I checked Ridge Avenue. It didn't exist either, but he showed me photos, old ones, supposedly from last year, same places I walk through every day. And in the background of every photo, there was a figure standing behind him. Always there, always still, slightly blurred, like the image refused to fully render it. That night, I saw it in the game for the first time, standing at the end of a corridor that wasn't there before I turned the corner. No sound, no movement, no behavior. Just presence, just waiting. After that, reality stopped feeling separate from the game. It started feeling aligned with it, like both were sinking to the same structure. I began recording everything, trying to prove I wasn't imagining it. But the recordings weren't consistent. Entire hallways appeared that I never saw. Doors were already open when I remembered closing them. And sometimes, just for a single frame, the game would show my real window from the outside, silent and wrong, like reality itself had been briefly captured inside the game. That was when I stopped sleeping properly, because the boundaries weren't breaking anymore, they were matching. One night I woke up and everything felt subtly off. Shadows softer, corners too smooth. Even the fridge hum matching the game's background tone. I looked at the monitor and it was off, but the reflection in the window showed a menu screen. Continue. I didn't touch anything, but it selected itself. After that, I stopped understanding where I was loading in. The game didn't feel like it was entering my world anymore. My world started feeling like it was inside the game. The hallway outside my apartment became too long, then too repetitive, then unfamiliar in a way I couldn't explain. People stopped speaking normally, not robotic, just slightly delayed, like they were waiting for input that never came. And then I started seeing it more often. The entity, not chasing, not attacking, not even moving, just positioned ahead of me, at the end of a street, at the bottom of stairs, in reflections that didn't match my position. Always ahead, never behind. Then everything started collapsing, slowly and quietly, without warning. Buildings lost detail, colors flattened, signs became blank shapes, and distance stopped making sense. Sound disappeared, then depth, then memory of anything beyond immediate sight, until there was only one place left, the corridor, endless, repeating, familiar. I tried to leave, but every door opened into the same space, every turn folded back into itself, and at the end of it, it was there, closer now, not because it moved, but because distance stopped existing in any meaningful way. There was no threat, no violence, no chase, only certainty. Then text appeared on the wall, simple and calm. You arrived late. I laughed when I saw it, not because it was funny, but because something in me understood it before I did. I don't know how long I've been here now. Time doesn't behave correctly anymore. Sometimes I wake up inside moments I don't remember playing. Sometimes I hear my own voice speaking lines I haven't said yet. And sometimes, very rarely, I see something beyond to the corridor. A room, a desk, a monitor, and someone sitting in front of it, watching, waiting. I think that might be you. Or maybe it always was.